Climate change is real and Jamaica has suffered huge economic losses each year as a result of its impacts on lives, livelihood and infrastructure. Climate-smart decisions and actions are important to protect livelihood and ensure food security. A two-day symposium was held recently to raise awareness of the benefits of a climate-smart approach to agriculture. Knowledge sharing, networking and promoting climate-smart investments formed the basis of the second JA Reach 2 Climate-Smart Agriculture Symposium. The USAID funded Jamaica Rural Economy and Ecosystems Adapting to Climate Change 2 or JA Reach 2 project co-hosted the symposium with the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries at the Jamaica Pegasus on September 13 to 14, 2016 in partnership with other stakeholders. The symposium ended on a high note with an engaging roundtable discussion which brought together representatives from the private and public sectors. These include financiers, government agencies, persons from academia, and agri-entrepreneurs. The roundtable examined the national policy framework needed for climate-smart agriculture (CSA) adaptation, the costs versus benefits of mainstreaming CSA, international financing opportunities for CSA, systems barriers to investments in agriculture locally, opportunities in CSA for diversifying the credit portfolios of financial institutions, financing microinsurance to improve affordability and access by farmers, as well as unlocking opportunities within the value chain to support climate-smart upgrades.
Agriculture contributes approximately 6.7% to GDP. It's the second largest employer in terms of contribution to the labor force, some 17, almost 18% contribution of the labor force in Jamaica. Export earning from traditional crops, some US 25.5 million, and earnings from food crops, US 126 million, and it's projected to expand another 5% over this current year. Over the last 10, it's probably 14 years, approximately $26 billion in terms of impact damage.
Agribusiness entrepreneurs face several challenges as they seek to play their part in economic recovery and growth. Access to suitable financing and markets, as well as production and supply contracts, are among key issues. The handicaps to the business extend beyond the man-made anomalies which lecturer in economics Dr. Andre Horton explained can be solved.
Given the handicaps, the internal and external shocks, our agricultural industry has not been able to attract the type of funding that we want. Now, I've looked at some of the handicaps that we face here, and basically the hurricanes has been a problem. But not only that, the drought issue over the last couple of years has impacted our agricultural produce negatively, mainly in the summer areas. The aim is how do we help the industries to grow and help the small farmers to grow, and as well, how do we help the lending institutions to understand that farming in some instances is a long-term thing.
The mindset of the banks is changing as their understanding of the challenges and mitigating solutions increase, allowing them to craft more suitable financial and risk management products, particularly in microfinancing and insurance. Small farm holdings can now benefit from products such as GK Insurance's livelihood protection policy and alternative credit risk assessment models, which make it easier for banks to understand a farm's capacity to repay.
The World Bank reports that banking sectors in developed countries lend a much smaller share of their loan portfolio to agriculture versus the share of agriculture to GDP. And this results in reduced investments in both agriculture by farmers and for agro-enterprises. Now, this manifestation suggests that banks, it's not an issue of liquidity. It's an issue of willingness to lend to the agricultural sector. And this is due mainly to a lack of capacity and structures to adequately deal with risks and the whole business of agriculture.
We are throwing open to questions now from the floor. What would you say perhaps are the two biggest obstacles you find in trying to obtain financing? If you were to say 1, 2, what would those be?
One is the financial institution that offer the lowest rates, they do not facilitate you as an individual before them.
Tell me what that means.
It means that they tell you to go through the commercial banks in order to make your proposal to them, and the commercial bank is now supposed to bring the proposal to and then get back to you, the party. The second obstacle is the persons who you are sitting with now who want to offer you the loan, their interest rate is like 2 digits. No, you don't want that. When you have the development bank or other institution who might want to give you 9%, 8%, 4%, but you cannot get to them.
Yeah, we've been looking at access to financing. Germany, their government has a commercial bank leg to their thing. So in Jamaica, what we have is that the DBG and the main institutions, they use the Scotia Bank and so on as their intermediaries to deal with it. You understand what I mean? Instead of going to them directly and cutting out the middleman. So Germany has cut out the middleman, because what Germany realizes is this: when they are trying to push production, because the commercial bank is in a profit maximizing frame of mind, the commercial bank, one, is going to offer their lending instruments first, and then secondly, if they offer the lending instruments of a DBG or so on and so forth, then it's cumbersome to access it.
Thank you so much, Dr. Horton, and over to Mr. Chin.
We're one branch, and so we have to rely on the network that is out there in the commercial banks and also in the microfinance institutions, like a Jamaica National.
What happens if we don't go this route, the climate smart agriculture route?
Effectively, if we don't solve the problems of agriculture, then the growth that we talk about and preach about is not going to happen.
I think there are perhaps 4 specific areas from a financial standpoint which we have to get right. First one being to identify the specific needs of our small stakeholders. How do we get to them, through what channels? Find ways of de-risking agricultural lending. And this is as it relates to climate smart or just lending to agriculture, period. Initiatives like credit enhancement guarantee, which will provide some assistance as it relates to collateralizing your loan. So that's 2. We have to identify the most important delivery channels to get funds to the agricultural sector. Is it the PC Bank? Is it the commercial banking network? Or do we set up something else?
So fruitful were the discussions among stakeholders that the sum total of the knowledge and proposals shared are now destined to help create the platform for growing Jamaica's agricultural economy in the face of climate change. An online climate-smart agriculture community of practice was also introduced, which is intended to seek broader involvement of stakeholders from diverse backgrounds in order to continue the information exchange beyond the symposium.